After gaining entry to the underground community, he is initiated and welcomed into their tribe. Similar to the story of Cain, who was given the mark that prevents anyone from slaying him, his new condition as a werewolf makes it virtually impossible to kill him. In the movie, a character named Baphomet, the Baptizer, was the founder of this underground community of monsters. The Bible also associates the Antichrist with a personage called the Beast of the Sea. This character is so called because he is not only associated with the beast, who is the Antichrist, but also because he is said to rise up out of the sea. Its symbolic description is a scarlet-colored beast with 7 heads and 10 horns, and 10 crowns upon its 7 heads. The color scarlet is simply red with a slight tinge of orange.
And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon its horns 10 crowns, and upon its heads the names of blasphemy.
The Bible also describes this multi-headed beast being ridden by a harlot wearing the colors scarlet and purple. This woman is described as the whore of Babylon and the mother of abominations.
So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abomination and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
The Bible identifies the 10 horns upon the 7 heads of the beast as 10 kings who will rule alongside the Antichrist.
And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast.
One Bible passage suggests that the sea, quote-unquote, is nothing but symbolism for the bottomless pit. The bottomless pit, often referred to as the abyss, appears to be another place or dimension where the beast and a multitude of demons reside.
Beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names are not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was, and is not, and yet is.
Another Bible passage implies that, quote-unquote, the waters is symbolism for the many nations.
And he saith unto me, The waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues.
The beliefs of many in the occult coincide closer with the first interpretation of the sea. In the occult, the beast with 7 heads and 10 horns represent the Qliphoth, or the tree of knowledge of good and evil, where the 7 heads represent the 7 hells, and the 10 horns representing the 10 rulers of the underworld. On the Tree of Life lies a region called the Abyss, and is often called the 11th unofficial Sephiroth, called Da'at. If you recall, the Tree of Knowledge of Good and Evil, the Qliphoth, was identical to and below the Tree of Life. This alternate tree is commonly referred to as an averse Tree of Life, averse meaning hostile, against, and opposite.
Tempted by the fruit of the tree of knowledge, stooped down to the Qliphoth. The columns were unsupported, and the Sephirotic scheme was shattered, and with it fell Adam the Microprosopus, Then arose the great dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns, cutting by his folds Malkuth from the Sephiroth, and linking it to the kingdom of the shells. The 7 lower Sephiroth were cut off from the 3 supernals in Da'at. The floor is black, having upon it also a triangle enclosed with the heptagram, bearing the titles of the averse and evil Sephiroth, as shown by the great red dragon with 7 heads.
Let's return to Israel Regardie, a knowledgeable magician and prolific occult author, regarding his interpretation of the Tree of Knowledge of Good and Evil, and the beast with 7 heads.
Below the tree, proceeding from Malkuth, is the Tree of Knowledge of Good and Evil, which is between the Tree of Life and the world of Asaya or Shells, represented by the coiled-up dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns, being the 7 infernal palaces and the 10 averse Sephiroth. The great goddess Eve, tempted by the fruits of the Tree of Knowledge, whose branches tend upwards to the 7 lower Sephiroth, but also downwards to the kingdom of Shells, reached down to them, and the 2 pillars were left unsupported. Then the Sephirotic tree was shattered. She fell, and with her fell the great Adam. And the great red dragon arose with his 7 heads and 10 horns, and Eden was desolated. And the folds of the dragon enclosed Malkuth, and linked it to the kingdom of Shells. And the heads of the dragon rose in the 7 lower Sephiroth, even up to Da'at, at the feet of Alma Elohim. Before you are the 10 averse and evil Sephiroth of the Qliphothic or Shells, collected into 7 palaces, wherein the apocalyptic mystery of the 7 heads and 10 horns.
The Whore of Babylon, like the Mark of the Beast, has itself received endless speculation and interpretation from Christian prophecy speculators. And like the beast himself, the Whore of Babylon has often been equated with a nation, church, or some other human power structure. The most common of these speculations is that the Whore of Babylon represents the Catholic Church, and, predictably, this interpretation is shared by many of those who are not Catholic but Protestant, most notably the Seventh-day Adventists.